Africa is a continent of immense wealth, a land brimming with natural resources that have the potential to transform its economic landscape. Its land holds a significant portion of the world's known reserves of precious minerals, making it a treasure trove of untapped potential. These include diamonds, gold, and platinum, which are among the most valuable and sought-after minerals on the planet. These resources are highly sought after globally, driving international markets and attracting investors from all corners of the world. They have the potential to fuel economic growth and development, creating jobs and boosting local economies. Africa also possesses vast reserves of oil and natural gas, which are critical for the energy needs of modern industries. These energy resources are crucial for industrial activities, providing the necessary power to drive manufacturing and other industrial processes. Furthermore, the continent is endowed with abundant renewable energy sources, offering a sustainable path to energy independence. These include solar, wind, and hydropower, which can be harnessed to meet the growing energy demands of the continent. This diverse resource base positions Africa for potential industrialization, providing a foundation for a robust and diversified economy. However, despite this natural wealth, Africa has struggled to translate its resource abundance into widespread industrialization, facing numerous challenges along the way. The continent continues to lag behind the rest of the world in terms of industrial output, highlighting a significant gap that needs to be addressed. This discrepancy between resource wealth and industrial development raises important questions about the underlying causes and potential solutions. Understanding the factors behind this paradox is crucial for unlocking Africa's industrial potential, requiring a deep dive into both historical and contemporary issues. It is essential to examine the historical and contemporary challenges hindering Africa's progress, including the legacy of colonialism and current economic policies. This analysis will shed light on the complex interplay of factors holding back Africa's industrialization, paving the way for strategies that can harness its full potential and drive sustainable development. Colonialism casts a long shadow over Africa's development trajectory, shaping its economic and social landscapes in profound ways. European powers during the colonial era exploited Africa's resources for their own benefit, often with little regard for the well-being of the local populations. They established extractive institutions designed to funnel wealth away from the continent, ensuring that the riches of Africa served European interests. This legacy of exploitation left African economies underdeveloped and dependent, creating a cycle of poverty and stagnation that persists to this day. Colonial powers focused on extracting raw materials such as minerals and agricultural products with little thought to the long-term impacts on the local economies. They paid little attention to developing local industries or manufacturing capabilities, which could have fostered economic growth and self-sufficiency. This created a pattern of dependency where African nations relied heavily on the export of raw materials to sustain their economies. African economies became reliant on exporting raw materials, often at prices dictated by the global market, which left them vulnerable to economic fluctuations. They then imported finished goods from industrialized nations, creating a trade imbalance that further entrenched economic dependency. This historical context is crucial for understanding Africa's present-day challenges, as the remnants of colonial economic structures continue to influence development. The colonial legacy continues to influence economic structures and power dynamics, making it difficult for African nations to fully control their own economic destinies. It has hampered the development of diversified economies, which are essential for sustainable growth and resilience against global market changes. This makes it difficult for African countries to break free from the cycle of dependency as they struggle to build robust, self-sustaining economies. Overcoming the lingering effects of colonialism is crucial for Africa to achieve sustainable industrialization and economic independence. It requires addressing structural imbalances, promoting equitable economic relationships, and investing in local industries to create a more prosperous future for all Africans. The resource curse is a phenomenon often observed in resource-rich developing countries. It is a paradox where the very resources that should bring prosperity instead bring economic challenges and stagnation. It describes the paradox where an abundance of natural resources can hinder rather than help economic growth and development. This paradox is particularly evident in many African nations, where vast natural wealth contrasts sharply with widespread poverty. Africa has been particularly vulnerable to this curse. Countries rich in minerals and other resources often find themselves trapped in cycles of dependency and underdevelopment. The reliance on exporting raw materials has made African economies susceptible to price fluctuations in global commodity markets. When prices fall, these economies suffer greatly, leading to economic instability. This volatility can have devastating consequences for national economies. Sharp declines in commodity prices can lead to massive job losses, reduced government revenues, and increased poverty. It leads to unpredictable revenue streams and hinders long-term planning. Governments struggle to budget effectively, and essential services like healthcare and education often suffer as a result. Moreover, over-reliance on a single resource sector can create economic distortions. It can lead to neglect of other potentially productive sectors, such as agriculture or manufacturing, which are crucial for a balanced and resilient economy. It can neglect other potentially productive sectors, such as agriculture or manufacturing. This neglect can result in a lack of diversification, making the economy even more vulnerable to external shocks. Breaking free from the resource curse requires a multifaceted approach. It involves not only diversifying the economy, but also implementing sound governance and transparent management of resources. Diversifying economies away from dependence on a single or a few commodities is crucial. This can be achieved by investing in various sectors such as technology, agriculture, and manufacturing. Investing in value-added processing and manufacturing industries can generate higher revenues and create jobs. This not only boosts the economy, but also provides more stable and sustainable growth. Furthermore, establishing sovereign wealth funds can help manage resource revenues effectively. These funds can be used to stabilize the economy during downturns and invest in future growth. These funds can cushion against price shocks and invest in long-term development projects. By doing so, they can help build infrastructure, improve education, and enhance healthcare, leading to a more prosperous and stable society. Section 4. Infrastructure deficiencies. A roadblock to progress. Lack of adequate infrastructure is a significant barrier to industrialization in Africa. Poor road networks, inadequate power supply, and limited access to clean water and sanitation hinder businesses' ability to operate efficiently. These infrastructural deficits increase production costs, limit productivity, and make it challenging to attract foreign investment. For instance, transporting goods to markets becomes costly and time-consuming due to inadequate transportation systems. Similarly, unreliable power supply disrupts production processes, leading to losses and inefficiencies. Addressing infrastructure gaps is essential for creating an enabling environment for industrialization. Investments in transportation networks, energy infrastructure, and water and sanitation systems are crucial. Public-private partnerships can play a significant role in mobilizing the necessary resources for these large-scale infrastructure projects. Furthermore, regional integration and cooperation can facilitate the development of cross-border infrastructure, connecting markets and reducing transportation costs. Section 5. Political instability, a toxic brew for development. Political instability and conflict have had a devastating impact on Africa's development trajectory. Armed conflicts, civil wars, and political unrest disrupt economic activity, displace populations, and deter investment. The unpredictability and insecurity created by these situations make it extremely challenging for businesses to thrive and for long-term development plans to be implemented. Conflict zones often lack basic security, making it impossible to conduct normal business operations. Promoting peace and stability is paramount for creating an environment conducive to industrialization. Addressing the root causes of conflict, such as poverty, inequality, and political exclusion, is crucial. Strengthening democratic institutions, promoting good governance, and upholding the rule of law are essential for ensuring stability and attracting investment. International cooperation and support can play a vital role in conflict resolution, peacekeeping, and post-conflict reconstruction efforts. Section 6. Corruption eroding the foundations of progress. Corruption acts as a corrosive force, undermining development efforts and hindering industrialization. It diverts resources away from essential public services, erodes public trust, and creates an uneven playing field for businesses. When corruption is rampant, it discourages investment, as businesses fear unfair treatment and unpredictable regulations. Moreover, it undermines the effectiveness of government policies and programs, as funds are siphoned off or projects are awarded based on patronage rather than merit. Tackling corruption requires a multi-pronged approach. Strengthening institutions, promoting transparency and accountability, and enforcing anti-corruption laws are crucial steps. Empowering civil society organizations to monitor government activities and expose corruption can also play a significant role. International cooperation can help in asset recovery and in holding corrupt officials accountable.